بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوم ما أنذر آباءهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول لأكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين يديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع ذكره وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم. إنا نحن نحيي الموت ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين. واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا عليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم ولا يمسنكم منا عذاب عليم قالوا طائركم معكم أن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون. وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لو يشاء لكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أتخذوا من دونه آلهة يردني الرحمن بالضر لا تغني أني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني ذل في ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون ما غفر لي ربي واجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعد من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحيينا وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملت أيديهم أفلا يشكرون. سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر له ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالأرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر والليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذرياتهم في فلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشاء نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولهم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها مؤربين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا ونطعموا مولى الشاء والله أطعم إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهله يرجعون ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعدنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن بصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قول من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلا تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نؤمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمنا الشعر وما ينبغي لها إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللنا لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند مخفرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم يرى الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال يا يحيي عظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق أليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق الأليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم.
صلوات محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل وآل محمد وأجل عین سے عین علم اور علمدار عباس عین سے عین علم اور علمدار عباس بے سے بازوئے شیخدہ کشا ہے عباس بے سے بازوئے شیخدہ کشا ہے عباس الف اور سین سے آب سکینہ کی سبیل الف اور سین سے آب سکینہ کی سبیل چار حرفوں میں معطر ہوئے جرار عباس چار حرفوں میں معطر ہوئے جرار عباس سے علم علمدار شان کم ہونے نہ دی عقد وفا کی تو نے شان کم ہونے نہ دی عقد وفا کی تو نے لب ایک بوند بھی پانی کی نہ رکھی تو نے لب ایک بوند بھی پانی کی نہ رکھی تو نے کی عطا تشنا دہانی کو بلندی تو نے کھیئی ہے ریت میں ایمان کی کشتی تو نے صحرا میں سمندر کا بھرم توڑا ہے تو نے صحرا میں سمندر کا بھرم توڑا ہے بہتے دریا نے تیرے پاؤں پہ دم توڑا ہے بہتے دریا نے تیرے پاؤں پہ دم توڑا ہے
بابا سے بلند صلوات
صلی علی محمد و آل محمد.
زباں پر مدح باغ علی کے نونہالوں کی گلستان سے کہیں کام مجلس ناز و خیال گلستان سے نہیں کام مجلس ناز و خیال جگہ جمولی شہنے تو حاطف نے کہا رو کر یہی بستی بسے گی فاطمہ کے نونہالوں یہی بستی بسے گی فاطمہ کے نونہالوں درے خیمے پہ زینب پیٹ کر سر یہ کہتی تھی ارے لوگو خبر آئی نہ رن سے میرے پیارو ارے لوگو خبر آئی نہ رن سے میرے لالو کمر کس کر علی اکبر نے جب رکھا سر پر شملہ بلائیں اٹھ کے لے لی ماں نے گینگو والے بالو بلائیں لے کے لے لی ماں نے گینگو والو کی زبان پہ مدے صلوات بر محمد والے محمد جب قتل کیا نہر پر سقائے حرم کو بھائی کا دیا داغ شہنشاہ امنگ کو پانی نہ دیا پیاس میں اس بیر کرم کو تھا شور کے اب خوف کسی کا نہیں ہم کو تھا شور کے اب خوف کسی کا نہیں ہم کو غازی کو جگر بندے یداللہ کو مارا،
عباس کو کیا قتل کیا شاہ کو مارا،
عباس کو کیا قتل کیا شاہ
کو مارا،
آدھا تو یہ کہتے تھے شہیدی کا یہ تھا حال، تراسوؤں سے ہوتا تھا رومال پہ رومال، فرماتے تھے کیا ہو گئے عباس خوش اقبال، دنیا میں نہیں جینے کا فاطمہ کا لال، دنیا میں نہیں جینے کا فاطمہ کا لال، بندھائی بسر ہوگی نائک آن ہماری،
عباس کے ماتم میں گئی جان ہماری،
عباس کے ماتم میں گئی
جان ہماری،
یہ کہہ کے تڑپنے لگے سلطان دو عالم، برپا تھا جب خیمے شبیر میں ماتم، چلاتی تھی زینب کے جگر پھٹتا ہے اس دم، بھائی کے علم میں نہ جئیں گے شہ اکرام، بھائی کے علم میں نہ جئیں گے شہ اکرام، اندھیر جہاں ہے جو علمدار نہیں ہے،
کوئی میرے بھائی کا مددگار نہیں ہے،
کوئی میرے بھائی کا
مددگار نہیں ہے،
سمجھا کے اسے رن کو چلے جب شہ ابرار، دوڑی غضب شاہ سکینہ جگر افگار، چلائی کے بابا مجھے یہاں چھوڑو نہ زنہار، دکھلا دو مجھے لاش عباس علمدار، دکھلا دو مجھے لاش عباس علمدار، پانی نہ ملا مر گئے وہ خون میں نہا کے، میں روں گی اب لاش عباس پہ جا کر، میں روں گی اب لاش عباس پہ جا کر، ناگہاں نظر آیا انہیں لاش عباس، چلا کے کہا ہائے ہم ہو گئے بے آس، پہنچیں گے نہ تم تک تو تھا یا بھائی کو وشواس، اب کون بجھائے گا
سکینہ کی بھلا پیاس،
کون بجھائے گا سکینہ کی بھلا پیاس، ہاتھوں کے تصدق تنے صد پاش کے صدقے،
اے جان برادر میں تیری لاش کے صدقے،
اے جان برادر میں تیری لاش
کے صدقے،
آنکھوں کو ذرا کھولو تو قربان ہو بھائی، خیمے سے سکینہ تمہیں لینے کو آئی، کیوں ریت میں یہ چاند سی صورت ہے چھپائی، سر پیٹ کے تب کہنے لگی شاہ کی جائے، سر پیٹ کے تب کہنے لگی شاہ کی جائے، ہے مجھے صورت نہیں دکھلاتے ہیں امو،
میں پیاسی رہی اس لیے شرماتے ہیں امو،
میں پیاسی رہی
اس لیے شرماتے ہیں امو،
تڑپی جو یہ کہہ کے سکینہ جگر افکار، تھرانے لگا لاش عباس علمدار، لاشے سے لپٹ کر یہ پکارے شہ ابرار، صدقے تیری الفت کے حسین ہے میرے غمخوار، صدقے تیری الفت کے حسین ہے میرے غمخوار، تو نے نہ دیا تھا کبھی اس تشنہ دہاں کو، تھراتے ہو اب سن کے
سکینہ کی فغاں کو،
تھراتے ہو اب
سن کے سکینہ کی فغاں کو،
خاتون قیامت کی صدا اتنے میں آئی، مارا گیا ہے میرے شبیر کا بھائی، فرزند سے فرمایا یہ دے دے کے دہائی، پرسا تمہیں دیتی ہے یہ گردوں کی ستائی، پرسا تمہیں دیتی ہے یہ گردوں کی ستائی، شبیر بسا دردو بکا پیٹ رہے تھے لاشے کے قریب
شیر خدا پیٹ رہے تھے
لاشے کے قریب
شیر خدا پیٹ رہے تھے
یہ سن کے تڑپنے لگا عباس کا دلدار چلایا کہ اب ہو گئے ہم بے کس و ناچار ہم جیتے رہے قتل ہوا شاہ کا غم خاطر
حشر نہ ہم دیکھیں گے ہم باپ کا دیدار
تا حشر نہ ہم
دیکھیں گے ہم باپ کا دیدار
اس عمر میں کیا ظلم و ستم ہو گیا ہے
فریاد کے بن باپ کے ہم ہو گئے ہیں
فریاد کے بن باپ کے ہم ہو گئے ہیں
صلوات پر محمد و آل محمد
اللہم صلی اللہ محمد و آل محمد
جب ابن بطرا بروے زمین گرا بے دست ہو کے خاک پہ وہ مہجبی گرا اور ہاتھ ایک طرف علم شہ کہیں گرا
چلائی فاطمہ کے میرا ناز نہیں گرا
چلائی فاطمہ
کہ میرا ناز نہیں گرا
کٹتا ہے کوئی دم سر اس نوجوان کا
مٹا ہے اب نشان علی کے نشان کا
مٹا ہے اب
نشان علی کے نشان کا
سنتے ہی اس صدا کے شہنشاہ بحر و بار دوڑے گرے اٹھے نہ سنبھالا گیا جگر کانپے جو پاؤں تھام لیا بازوے پسر
چلاتے تھے کہو علی اکبر چلے کدھر
چلاتے تھے
کہو علی اکبر چلے کدھر
مجمع ہٹاؤ فوجے ستم کا ترائی سے
بیٹا ملا دو جلد مجھے میرے بھائی
بیٹا ملا دو
جلد مجھے میرے
اکبر اجڑ گیا میں
کمروا مصیبتا
سیدھی نہ ہوگی اب یہ
کمروا مصیبتا
ہے آج تا داغے پدروا مصیبتا
کاٹا گیا چھری سے جگروا مصیبتا
کاٹا گیا
چھری سے جگروا مصیبتا
مرسا تو دو نجف کی طرف منہ کو موڑ دو
سر پیٹتا چلوں گا میرے ہاتھ چھوڑ دو
سر پیٹتا
چلوں گا میرے ہاتھ چھوڑ دو
اکبر قریب لاجو لائے حسین کو عباس جاں بلب نظر آئے حسین کو تڑپا وہ شیر سن کے صدائے حسین کو اکبر نے ہاتھ اٹھا کے
دکھائے حسین کو
اکبر نے ہاتھ اٹھا کے
دکھائے حسین کو
غم کے دل پہ جو ایک بار گر پڑے
پہلو میں لاش کی شہ ابرار گر پڑے
پہلو میں لاش
کی شہ ابرار گر پڑے
انہیں سن کر یہ حال دل پہ لگا اور تیرے غام روئے لہو کے اشکوں سے عباس جی ششم اتنا کہا کہ رہ گئے شرمندہ اس سے ہم پہنچاتے مشق ہاتھ
نہ ہوتے اگر خلا
پہنچاتے مشق ہاتھ
نہ ہوتے اگر خلا
کچھ بس چلا جل سے نہ اس بے قصور کا مجبور ہو گیا ہے بہشت
حضور کا
مجبور ہو
گیا ہے بہشت حضور کا
ہے کچھ وصیت میری اس وقت یا امام ان میں سے ایک ہے کہ تصدق جب غلام ساحل سے لاش اٹھ کے نہ جائے سوئے قیام
جس جا پڑا ہو قبر کا بھی ہو وہی مقام،
جس جا پڑا ہو
قبر کا بھی ہو وہی مقام.
نقا نازا دے امام دلیر کا
مسکن رہے ترائی میں حیدر کے شیر کا،
مسکن رہے
ترائی میں حیدر کے شیر کا.
سر پیٹ کر یہ کہنے لگے شاہ بہروبار، عباس ٹکڑے کرتے ہو کیوں بھائی کا جگر، اچھا نہ لاش اٹھائے گا یہاں سے یہ نوحہ گر،
تربت بنے گی آپ کی بے شبہ نہر پر،
تربت بنے گی
آپ کی بے شبہ نہر پر.
سچ ہے کہ بہرے شیر ترائی ضرور ہے بھائی مگر
تمہاری لحد ہم سے دور ہے،
بھائی مگر
تمہاری لحد ہم سے دور ہے.
یہ سن کے پائے شاہ کی جانب جھکایا سر، کانپے لہو بھری ہوئے آنکھوں کو کھول کر، ٹپ کے مجھ سے خوں کے خطرے ادھر ادھر،
کس یاد سے حسین پہ کی آخری نظر،
کس یاد سے حسین
پہ کی آخری نظر.
من کا جری کا ڈل گیا بھائی کے
سامنے،
بھائی کا دم نکل گیا بھائی
کے سامنے،
بھائی کا دم نکل گیا بھائی کے سامنے.
Much as possible, please move. Please come closer to the member, as close you can possibly, because you know today it's 8th Muharram night and we are expecting many mu'minins to follow behind you, so please leave some space for them. Thank you. Salawat bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. انشاءاللہ مجلسوں کا سلسلہ النور سینٹر میں 12 محرم تک جاری و ساری رہے گا، اور مجلس بعد نماز مغربین فوراً شروع ہو جاتی ہے. آپ سے گزارش ہے کہ وقت کی پابندی کے ساتھ تشریف لایا کیجیے. آج بعد ممبر علم بردار حسینی ابو الفضل عباس علیہ السلام کی شبیہ علم مبارک برآمد ہوں گے یہاں پر. آپ انشاءاللہ زیارت کریں گے اور بھائی کا پرسہ سید الشہداء کو دیں گے. اب میں گزارش کروں گا سید عباس فرشی سے تشریف لائیں اور آج کی مجلس سے خطاب فرمائیں. پر محمد و آل محمد واجب الصلوات.
صلو علی محمد و آل محمد. فاتحہ. اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. الحمد للہ رب العالمین، وصلی اللہ علی سیدنا مولانا حبیب الہ العالمین ابو القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آل بیتہ الطیبین الطاہرین المعصومین المظلومین، ولعنة الله على القوم الظالمين من الأولين والآخرين. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين يا أبا عبد الله يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة ويا عبرة لكل مؤمن ومؤمنات غريب مظلوم كربلاء فيا ليتني يا ليتني كن معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، قال الله الحكيم في محكم كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عدوا إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. May Allah reward all of your ibadat in these days, inshallah. So, where were we? Yesterday we agreed that we have discussed many things about unity with regards to Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. And we've come to certain potential problems to taking this message of Hussain, which we have for everyone. Certain potential problems. And the potential problem which was yesterday was diversity. Maybe we Shia have embraced Abu Abdullah, but because people are so different, different backgrounds, different cultures, different communities, different languages, they might not find value in Hussain like how we have found value in Hussain. But we agreed yesterday that the power of Abu Abdullah is that any individual with a heart can unify for the sake of his grief. That was our conclusion yesterday. At the end of the lecture, I said that we face a bigger issue, a more pressing problem. And that is the problem of disagreement. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Yeah? Disagreement. Now here is where we face the biggest problem to our series, our discussion. Disagreement. We claim that Abu Abdullah has a template for unity, which we have, the Shia. And we are able to take this template and teach the world about unity. And yet, tell me, how unified is our community now? How many points of disunity do we have? How many disagreements, ikhtilaf, takfir we mentioned last night, a grave issue for Shia. It is not like we have the perfect formula to give to people when we ourselves face the same issue of disunity. And so before we can go on to the conclusion of this is how we take Abu Abdullah for the whole world, and this is how we can have unity, and the banner of Hussain will be on every town, before we can get to that stage, we have to solve this problem. If we claim Hussain is universal, why has he not solved the disagreements of our own community? Or why have we not let him, for example? So in today's lecture, we look at this second problem, this grave issue with regards to unity and Hussain. That is it possible that if we are not able to implement Abu Abdullah fully, then maybe the other people can't. So in today's lecture, we will first consider, why is there disagreements? Like, where did this come from? How did we get to the situation we're in now? What's the origin of that situation? And then we'll see what is the etiquette of disagreeing that Abu Abdullah teaches us. And then we can go to, once we establish this bunyad, we can go to the main discussion, which is how in our history have we faced the most terrible disagreements. And there's a moment in history we'll discuss where we had the most grave moment for Shi'ism we've ever had in our history. One moment we'll discuss, where everything came together. And if we were able to solve those disagreements then, maybe we can solve our disagreements today, inshallah. And then at the end of the discussion, we'll return to Ziyarat Ashura and see how when you read this ziyarah, naturally you shed away your disagreements and you unite people for the sake of Hussain, inshallah. That's our discussion, inshallah, if you're with me. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And inshallah a third salawat for the sake of our Imam to enter this gathering. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So inshallah you're with me, those new faces and those who have been coming every night. Our issue is what? We want to understand unity. We have two problems, diversity, disagreement. Today's problem is grave. So much disagreement, so much ikhtilaf. How did we get here? Okay, let's go to the verse of Quran. Allah says, كَأَنَّ النَّاسُ أُمَّةً وَاحِدٌ. You were one ummah. The tense is past. Okay, at one point, all people were one ummah. واحد. فَبَعَثَ اللَّهُ النَّبِيِّينَ
والمبشرين والمنذرين وأنزل معهم الكتاب بالحق. And then Allah sent you warners, sent those with good news, mubashir, and He revealed to you through the prophets al-kitab bil-haq, the book of truth. Al-kitab, one book of truth. Okay. Now what was the point of this book? Is the mic working? What was the point of this book? What was the purpose of this kitab? لِيَحْكُمْ بَيْنَ النَّاسِ فِي مَخْتِلَافُ فِيهِ. So you could use this book, use this kitab, and solve any ikhtilaf you have between you. That was the purpose, originally. Okay. Did it work? وَمَا اخْتَلَفُوا فِيهِ. And it worked. People had no more disagreements. إِلَّذِي, except those people اخْتَلَافُوا فِيهِ مِنَ الْحَقِّ بِإِذْنِهِ. Those people أَوْتُوا مِن بَعْدِ جَاءَتْهُمْ الْبَيِّنَاتِ بَغْيًا بَيْنَهُمْ. Those people who had jealousy in their hearts. And for those people, despite the fact that Mubashir came, Nadhir came, Warner came, good news came, Kitab came, despite all of that, because of the baghya, the animosity in their hearts, they still had disunity. So, one Kitab you were sent, one Haqq, but the people disagreed. Here we see a really important point about our prophets, our Anbiya. Many prophets we come. One prophet comes from Allah and he has a ship. One prophet comes and he speaks to a flaming bush. One person comes and he guides the slaves through the river. They all do different things, but their function is one. That is, according to this verse of Quran, bring everyone back to Ummah Wahid, one community. Take out all those ikhtilaf, all those disagreements. The issue then is, the issue of this unity comes from the people themselves, not from the prophets, which is why in our narrations we have that there are always two prophets, two Anbiya, two Hidayah. The internal and the external. Who's the external prophet? Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah. Noor is an external prophet. Ibrahim, Musa, Isa, they're all external prophets. The narration says the internal prophet is your aql. And if you have no prophet, you at least have something which is guiding you to truth and unity. And that's your reason. But the issue comes baghyan fih, yeah? People have animosity, anger, they forget using their aql. So Quran says, just as we sent you prophets, the role of the prophets is to make you one qawm, and when you are not following your aql to unify yourselves, then we send a prophet to unify you for you, inshallah. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay, so that's how we got here. Now, that's all the prophets. Abu Abdullah is warith of every prophet, yeah? وارث آدم صفة الله وارث إبراهيم خليل الله وارث نوح نبي الله موسى كليم الله وارث عيسى روح الله ووارث محمد حبيب الله. This is Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. Read salawat please. So if it is the role of every prophet to go to every community and realign themselves with their aql, with their own fitrat, with their own individual navigation to Allah, it's the same role of Abu Abdullah. To come to all people, like the prophets have all people. The followers of Isa go to Imam al-Hussain, the followers of Musa, followers of Ibrahim, they all go to Abu Abdullah for the same purpose. When we have ikhtilaf, we need one person to guide us back to unity, and that's Abu Abdullah al-Hussain. Okay. Hussain shares one thing with all the prophets, and that is the quality of justice. Yeah? I'm just getting us back to a level where we can continue our discussion. Read in the Quran. لَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا رُسُلْنَا بالبينات وأنزلنا معهم الكتاب والميزان ليقوم الناس بالقسط. Allah has sent, He sent the mizan, balance, justice, prophets, all to have qist, for the sake of justice. And here we see Abu Abdullah's role. I mean, if you could speak to a non-Muslim and tell them in a few words Abu Abdullah, most certainly you'd use the word justice quite high on the list of things that you want to explain Imam Hussain to others. He stands for justice. And when Abu Abdullah speaks to the people on the way to Karbala, he says to them, you want an imam. Let me tell you the purpose of an imam. And he lists a number of things. He says, first of all, the role of an imam is to follow Quran. Stand by Quran, establish Quran. Okay. He says, then the role of the imam is to stand by the haqq of the people whom no one else stands for. Imam's role, yeah? Human rights, the rights of all the people. He says, then the third role of the imam is to end all discrimination in the community. Imam mentioned this on the way to Karbala, yeah? And he says the fourth role of the Imam in this order is to give everyone in society some role and some responsibility, some inclusion. Okay. Fifth thing in society, to keep everyone on the same path. And the last thing is to do everything for the pleasure of Allah. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So, to take stock of where we're at. Justice is core to Abu Abdullah, and it's core to the Anbiya, all of the prophets. And Imam Hussain mentioned a list of qualities that you should be expecting from your Imam. They should take you to Quran. They should keep you together. No discrimination, no injustice. Everyone in society has something to contribute, something to offer. All of these are important. Whenever one of these things is neglected, injustice happens, you need the Imam to help you. So Imams, Anbiya and your Aql are all united in this one job. Qist, Adl, Mizan, justice, and align yourself with justice. Okay, you're with me until this point, inshallah? Okay. Now, Quran teaches us the etiquette of how to disagree with each other. What's our problem right now? We have many disagreements. It's okay, it's fine. But the manner and the method of these disagreements is wrong, the way we act. So Quran has a number of guidances for how you should disagree with others. And Abu Abdullah is an example for every single one of these guidances. Okay? Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Yeah? Now, these verses of Quran are both for those who do kufr, they disagree with you, like you're Muslim, they're non-Muslim, and those who do juhud. Juhud means those people who not only do they do kufr, but they want to use that kufr to fight against you. Or, they know the truth, but they hide it. So, different types of kufr. Okay. The first advice for how to deal with someone with whom you disagree with, which Quran teaches and Abu Abdullah teaches all of us, inshallah. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, kunu qawwamina lillahi shuhada bil qist. Again, come to Allah Azza wa Jal, or those who believe, stand in front of Allah with justice. That's the first thing. وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَعَنُ قَوْمٍ عَلَى اللَّهِ تَعْدِلُوا. And don't let shana'ana qawm, don't let the hatred of the community take you away from justice. How many times does it happen that, we believe in justice, we believe in some message, Islam, Imam Hussain, anything, but we get disheartened by how much hatred we are facing. Quran is saying that shana'a qawm, that hatred that comes to you, don't be disheartened, stand with justice. We have this in Abu Abdullah. Of course we have this in Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah, despite everything that happens to him, stands with justice. How? It is the right of every human being to drink water, and the right of every animal to have water. So when Hur comes to Abu Abdullah and he gives them water, he's not acting out of special kindness, he's acting out of justice. That even if you take water away from me, I will not react to your shana'a, your hatred, and take water away from you. So, the first guidance we have for when someone disagrees, like the bunyad, the foundation, someone disagrees with you, justice. That's the foundation. Okay. How much more should we act with them? What's the rest of the guidance? وَلَا يَجْرِمَنَّكُمْ شَنَعَنُ قَوْمٍ. This term comes again. And don't go to those people who have hatreds for you. أَن صَدَّوْكُمْ عَنِ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ أَن تَعْتَدُوا. Those people who stopped you from going into Masjidul Haram, don't have qist with them and don't transgress. Who are these people? Rasulullah is in Medina, the Muslims return to Makkah, they have a conquest of Makkah, yeah? But, no blood is shed. But when the Muslims re-enter, they are living alongside those very people who stopped them entering the town. Quran is saying, when that happens, don't transgress. They've harmed you. Yaqinan, they've harmed you. They've done disservice to you and injustice to you. But Quran says, don't transgress your limits. Best example, and I heard this from, I think Khalil Ja'far, is a really beautiful point. Abu Abdullah is on the battlefield. He sees the one who killed Ali Akbar, and he sees the one who he knows killed Qasim. He sees all of them in front of him. But does he mutilate their bodies when he kills them? Does he say, oh you, I have a personal vengeance with you? No. The hatred of the community does not lead him to exceed from justice. So this is for us, inshallah. When someone wrongs us, inshallah, like Abu Abdullah, don't respond like with like. Don't let that hatred take you away from justice. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay, so that's the second thing. First thing, someone disagrees with you, your etiquette should be justice. Second thing, don't exceed, don't transgress. Stay within your limits. It's like justice, but another angle. Okay. Next example. وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ. Good and evil are not equal. Many times, and this argument is called moral relativism, you argue with somebody, maybe you're doing Amr bil Ma'ruf Nahi anil Munkar, don't do this, do that. And they say to you, what's good is good for you, and what's good is good for me. Yeah? You do what you do, I do what I do. Quran says, Sayyi'ah and Hasana, these are not equal. Good and bad are not the same, they have different value. Okay, so what should you do then? When you're arguing with someone and they think there's no such thing as right and wrong, how do you respond to them? Adfa billati hiya ahsana. So always choose ahsana over evil with them. Okay, now what happens if you do this? Like, what's the beautiful outcome if you follow this verse? فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُمْ عَدَاوَةً كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. If you do this, previously between you there was enmity, now there is beloved friendship. They had a problem with you, you had a problem with them. They came to you, you came to them. According to this verse of Quran, you treated them kindly, you said this is what's right, this is what's wrong. Quran says before they had adawa against you, enmity against you, when you finish with them they will be like a beloved friend to you. Why? Because you taught them right and wrong. Amal bil ma'ruf, nahy anil munkar. Look at Abu Abdullah. How many times does he say to the enemy, repent, return, you have a chance, you still have an opportunity. And they do. From that comes Hur, who becomes the beloved one of Abu Abdullah. Abu Sha'fa comes from that. In fact, some narrations say that 25 to 30 people came with Hur as well. Why? Could Abu Abdullah easily have said, you're going to hell and I'm going to heaven? Of course he could have, of course he could have. But no, for him, he repeatedly gave them opportunities. Hasana is different to what you are doing. Reminder. Okay, Sallallahu Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. The final advice which we'll mention today before we move on, and how the etiquette of disagreeing with somebody, is from this verse. قُل. So say, you say. مَن يَرْزُقُكُم مِّنَ السَّمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Who was it who gave you rizq from the heavens and the earth? قُلِ اللَّهِ. Say it's Allah. Now this verse, قُلِ اللَّهِ, the ulama say, in this قُلِ اللَّهِ means all the arguments you have for Allah's existence, ontological argument, cosmological argument, argument from design. All these arguments are in these words. قُلِ اللَّهِ. Say it's Allah, meaning prove Allah. Okay. And if you do this, وَإِنَّ أَوْلِيَاءَكُمْ لَعَلَى الْحُدَىٰ أَوْ فِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. And say to them that either you or me are misguided, and either you or me are following the truth. How many times do we have the hadith of the Imam? We have many of the hadith where Imams will say, someone will insult an Imam, for example I think Imam al-Qadhim, but a few others as well, and they'll say to them simply, if you are right in your claim against me, may Allah forgive me, you're right. But if you are wrong in your claim, I forgive you. Like that kind of etiquette and akhlaq is, we don't see that usually. Quran says that when someone comes to you and you're saying to them, it's Allah, you're proving Allah to them, but you have animosity with them, just say to them, look, this is the truth. If you agree, you agree. If you disagree, you disagree. Either you are right or I am right. Bas. Like that's the final stage. You've had justice, you've had qist, you've not transgressed, you follow the line. The final lesson, look, you follow what you need to follow, I follow what I need to follow. Lakum deenakum waliyad-deen. And we see this in Abu Abdullah. In one of his speeches, he mentions all these things. I am the Imam, these are the burhan, the proof, this is my lineage, these are proofs of my imamat. He says all of this. And then he says to them, look, if you don't believe me, if you don't follow me, you do what you need to do. You let my family go towards Yemen, he says, where the lovers of Ali are. I'll go there. You go to your area, you go to your Khalifa, I'll go where my Allah takes me. Yeah, so the last stage of disagreement, the final stage, when you can't do anything else, you can't convince them, look, you go where you go, I go where I go, let's at least be peaceful. So there should never be animosity or violence. Sallallahu Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Okay, we answer these, you're with me, yeah? We've answered these two questions. First question was, why are we in this state? Because Allah gave one hukum, but from within us we disagreed. Baghya, we had hatreds, jealousy. Second question was, what is the etiquette of disagreeing according to Quran and Hussain? Inshallah, we've seen a few verses. Now we come to the heart of the lecture, which is this. How can we make the claim that Abu Abdullah can solve every problem of disunity when our own community does not have unity? The answer is because we have suffered the moment of the most disunity in our history, and we recovered from that moment. And if we can use Abu Abdullah from that moment, then we can use him in every moment. What moment was that? The death of Imam Hussain al-Askari alayhi salam. The year 260 after Hijrah. Okay, 260. Until 232. Yeah, or 329, which is the Ghaybat al-Sughra ends of the Ghaybat of the Imam. So, between the death of the 11th Imam until the beginning of Ghaybat al-Kubra was the most critical moment in our history. We have never faced the disunity we had then. Now why? Why do we have disunity? Well, many reasons. One reason, Banu Abbas had oppressed Ahlul Bayt a lot, so Aqidah, the Shias were weak at that time. Okay, that's true. What else? Well, the Shias had been oppressed, generally speaking, socially, economically. Well, that's true, of course. Many sects had formed. That's also true. But the main reason that we had disunity was because of one debate, one discussion, one disagreement, the only disagreement, which had been brewing from the time of Imam Ali alayhi salam until this time. But the moment there was no Zahir Imam's gone into Ghaiba, the moment that happens, that one issue nearly destroyed the community. And that is the question of the nature of Imamat. If you're with me from this, read Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. What is the true nature of the Imam? Now, two groups had formed. Two groups, throughout the entire lifetime of the Imam, these two groups interpreted the Imams. One group, we'll call them the political extremists. They believe that the primary role of the Imam is political leadership, politics, governance, khilafah. And because they focus so much on politics, they neglected many other key parts of deen. That's one group. And the second group are the Mufawwida. We'll call them the supernatural extremists. They focused entirely on the supernatural elements of Imamat. Imam is, the Imam is one Noor, Awwala Noor Muhammad, for example, which is true, but they focus so much on this. Imam has ilmul ghaib. Imam, has the qualities of Allah. Imam, has tafweed. Allah gives him powers, gives him qualities. And because they focus so much on these elements of the Imam's powers, that they neglected the rest of Imam, like the Imam's other powers, the Imam's other responsibilities. If you go through the life of every Imam, you can see how this argument developed, but when it came to Imam al-Askari, this argument exploded. Okay, when did it begin? In the time of Imam Ali alayhi salam, this argument began. In the beginning, to be a Shia just meant political leadership. Yet, Rasulullah has passed away, and in those opening years, all it means to be Shia is that Imam Ali is Khalifatu bila fasl. That's the initial belief. Imam Ali teaches Salman about aqaid and fiqh, and he teaches about spirituality. We have these. But if you called yourself a Shia in that time, it just meant Imam Ali is the Khalifa. That's what it meant in the beginning. On the other hand, you have those people who did ghulu, who said Imam Ali was Allah. And when they said this, the narration says Imam Ali said to them, refuse or you will face the punishment of burning. From the beginning you have these two groups. One group, it's just politics. Second group, Ali is Allah. Now, as history developed, these two arguments developed. For example, the time of the second Imam, for Imam Hussain alayhi salam, during that time, Imam Hussain was famous for what? Sulh, peace treaty, Imagine, the community are saying Imam should have khilafah, Imam should have power, Imam should be in, governance. And here comes your Imam doing a peace treaty with the man who's in power. And so they insulted the Imam. They said, Assalamu alayka, ya mudhill al-mu'mineen, one who has disgraced the mu'mineen. So these people, this group, the first group, focused so much on politics, they forgot the benefits of having an Imam. Now on the other hand, you have the development of the Mufawwida. Mufawwida are who? Are those people who believe Allah does tafweed, meaning He designates power to Ahlul Bayt. But they focus so much on this that they believe, for example, the Imam can have wahi, the way the Prophet has wahi. These types of beliefs. The Imam can abrogate the Sharia of Allah if he wishes. Again, a big problem. Imams only follow Sharia or they enact new Sharia in new circumstances. They don't go against Allah. So this group was forming. Okay. Then came Abu Abdullah and his stand. And when this happened, the people of politics found a new angle. They said, okay, this Imam has had a qaim, a stand, which means from now on, every Imam must have a revolution like he had a revolution. You see how they're going astray somewhat? Okay. At the same time, the other people, the Mufawwida, are saying Imam Hussain didn't really die, he had nuzul. He ascended, he's not dead. They disbelieved in his death. So, these two groups are forming. Slowly but surely, their view of Imamah is becoming more and more different. Okay. Then comes the time of our fourth Imam, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. Now during their time, all these people who believed in Khilafah, power, Imam should be in charge, all went to him and said, Imam, your father rose up, now you rise up. But Imam Sajjad spent his whole life teaching them about dua and ahkam. Why? He's saying Imamat is more than just political power. Imamat encompasses all avenues of life. They say, why Sayf al-Sajjadiyya, dua makarim al-akhlaq? Why did Imam focus so much on dua? Because the Shias at that time were focusing only on political governance. And he was saying to them, to be a Shia is more than being in government. And to be an Imam is more than being the Khalifa. Okay. Now during this time, many people disbelieved in the Imam. because they thought that your father rose up, so why don't you rise up? This is your role. And then you have the Zaydis who formed after that. Yeah? The Zaydis who formed after the Imam believed in the uprising of Al-Nafs al-Zakiyya, and the Hassanids who were part of his clan, they supported them. So the first sect was formed. Okay. On the other side, you have the Mufawwidha. Who are they? The ones who believe in extremism. Imam is supernatural. Imam has all this power. During the time of our fourth Imam, a new sect formed called the Kaysaniyya. The Kaysaniyya looked at Mukhtar, Muhammad and Hanafiya, these people who had these movements, and they saw, you know what? Imam Sajjad has this power, but he's not rising up. This means Imams don't have anything to do with politics. You see how the way they're thinking? They're thinking Imam could rise up like his father rose up, but he's not. So that means that politics is far away from the Imams. Imams are only concerned with the ilahi qualities. So they're developing. Okay. Then comes the time of Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam. Now, Imam al-Baqir and Imam al-Sadiq, these two Imams did an extremely important task, which is they took the people away from the idea that your Imam is only for politics. Why? What are they known for? Baqir al-Ulum, Fiqh al-Ja'fariyya. They established all aspects of Imamate. How to pray your namaz, how to fast, how to follow your religion, aqaid, different differences in faith, differences in fiqh. So they established holistically. But during this time, the people, didn't respond to this that well. They had these expectations. Why are you not doing qaim? No Imam has had power like Imam al-Sadiq and Imam al-Baqir. Yeah, no one harmed them. The Hawza Imam al-Sadiq had thousands of students. So why not rise up? So because they didn't rise up, the Mufawwidha gained great power in this time. And they gained the foothold. That because the Imam is not rising up, it means Imam has nothing to do with politics. In fact, one group formed from here who believed that Imam al-Sadiq receives wahi the way Rasulullah receives wahi. Like these beliefs came in. Dangerous beliefs. In fact, we have one famous discussion in the time of our sixth Imam between Ibn Abi Ya'fur, who is one of the friends of the Imam, and the servant of the Imam, Ibn Khunais. Ibn Khunais believes this: Imam al-Sadiq is like a prophet. Wahi comes to him every day, and this line continues. The other, Ibn Abi Ya'fur, is one of those who doesn't believe this. In fact, Imam al-Sadiq says, this companion of mine, Ibn Abi Ya'fur, if I have one loyal companion, if I have just one, it's him. So Imams are part of this discussion here. They're making sure the people aren't going too astray. Okay. Then comes the time of Imam al-Kadhim. Now, in the time of the seventh Imam, of all the Imams, after Imam Hussain alayhi salam, this was the one Imam whom almost everyone thought would have qaim, would have a stand. Why? Imam al-Kadhim. He has power. He has political power. The Sunnis support him. He has openly attacked governments. And some narrations say the seventh amongst you will be qaim. So everyone's like, this is the guy, this is the Imam. It's him. The time is now. But Imam is imprisoned. Imam is in prison, Imam is killed. When he is killed, the people become despondent. Waqifiyah form, sects form, because they're so unhappy that we put all our faith in this one Imam for his stand, and he didn't stand. Okay, you're with me, inshallah? On the other hand, the Mufawwidha saw this and said, you know what? Finally we have proof. The one Imam who could have done your politics didn't do politics. That proves to you. In fact, one belief came from this time of the seventh Imam, which was when tafweed and ghulu became extremely close. What do I mean? During this time, seventh Imam, we had the belief that Rasulullah is not dead, he's going to return and decapitate his enemies. That Imam Ali is not dead, he's going to return and conquer the earth. These beliefs formed then. So they gained great power. And this power was increased in the time of our eighth Imam. Why? Because Imam Rida's Imamat began at the age of 7. Imagine, you're the Shia. Every Imam who comes and goes is an Imam at 20, 30, 18, 35, good ages, old ages. And then someone comes who's Imam at 7. You've never seen this before. On the one hand, we know Imamat. We understand quite easily, that Imam can be Imam at 7, at the age of 7. In that time, the people who said Imam receives wahi, Imam has special power, Imam is Allah on this earth, for them, this was the best proof they had. We're following a 7-year-old. And if we're following a person who is 7, that means that all your discussion about politics and Imam is only following and Imam is not God, it goes out the way. He's 7 years old. Where did he get his ilm from if not Allah? We know why this is wrong, but they believe this. But whilst they believe this, alhamdulillah, the work of our 5th and 6th Imam worked. In that the followers of the 8th Imam no longer expected him to be qaim. This is really important, yeah? You know this belief, every Imam should have a revolution, every Imam should become the leader, every Imam should have government? No. This stopped. So when Imam Rida went to Ma'mun's court and became in his government, the people knew he's not going for government. He's going to oppose the government from within. The way Imam leaves, the things he says on the way. When he gets there, the things that he says against his government. So, Shias are becoming strong. But at the same time, you have the Mufawwidha. Okay, read the salawat, please. Then you come to the 9th and 10th Imams. Yeah, Imam Jawad, Imam al-Hadi. Now, during their time, we see the development of khums. That time. The enemy notice khums, and they think this is a tool for the Imams to fund a revolution. In fact, they call our 9th Imam, Imam Jawad, to the government, and they say that where is all this money coming from? Either you are launching a revolution, or your Shias are living outside of our government, so you have power over them, we don't have power over them. Yeah, that's the second option. Or third, you're collecting administrative tax as if you are the Khalifa. So khums is developing. And the people are thinking, you know what, if the Imam has this power and Imam is getting money, maybe a revolution's coming. If not this Imam, maybe the next one, maybe the next one. But at the same time, while this is happening, the Mufawwidha are increasing. The belief comes during this time, the Nusayriya become powerful. Nusayri, yeah, Ali is Allah, this belief. They become powerful in this time. Slowly these two groups are fighting until we come to the death of Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam. Here is where the real trouble begins. Why? Because before the 11th Imam, he has made sure that because the enemy is attacking Ahlul Bayt, we'll put everything underground. Khums representatives, they're secret now. Khums collection, underground. The people who are naib of the Imam, underground. Everything is secret, everything is in taqiyya. Okay, 11th Imam passes away. Now these two groups are coming to light and they are openly doing takfir of one another. Openly. Mufawwidha. Mufawwidha call them muqassir. You've heard this term muqassir? They call them then, you are muqassir. You people don't understand the Imams. You think the Imam is just here to follow Islam. You know, these people, the political people, they believe the Imam does ijtihad. The way ulama do, they believe Imam do ijtihad. A terrible belief. So they say you are muqassir, but these are the same people who went to and wrote, they took pagan stories and they infiltrated our books and put these fake narrations to make themselves more powerful. Bihar al-Anwar is filled with inauthentic narrations because of them, because of their propaganda. So you have these two factions, these two groups. One group based in Qom, who are saying Imam's only politics. In fact, they become so bad, this group, they're also bad, that they start to expel and threaten to kill any alim who even mentions the fadilat of the Imam in the language of the Mufawwidha. They have no tolerance. They're so busy trying not to be extreme, they become extreme. But on the other hand, you have the real extremists. Ali is Allah. Imam as-Sadiq receives wahi. These are not beliefs we can tolerate. In fact, even only yesterday I spoke to somebody whose family believes in this idea that Imam Ali is the Allah of this earth, whilst Allah is the Allah of the heavens. Like, that is a terrible belief, but they had it. Okay. You see the problem. We've never had this before. This level of animosity. How was it resolved? Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. How was it resolved? This issue, grave issue, we've never had this problem, was resolved by the ulama of the time of Ghaiba, who empowered the silent, moderate majority. For all this time of the Imams, the majority are moderate. They're not crazy, they're not, extreme. But they're silent, they're quiet, they have no firm beliefs. And they are swayed by the Mufawwidha sometimes, and they're swayed by the Muqassir sometimes. Sometimes they believe Ali is Allah, sometimes they believe that Imam Ali is doing ijtihad himself, he doesn't know what the deen is. They're swaying. But the ulama of the time of Ghaiba empowered the moderates. For example, Sheikh Mufid. Sheikh Mufid taught imamat and made it its own belief, its own usul ad-din. He took narrations from Mufawwidha which made sense, and narrations which from the Muqassir or the others which made sense. For example, the belief of Isma, infallibility. Many Shias didn't believe in infallibility for a long time. But Sheikh Mufid took this idea from the Mufawwidha and he established it with Tawheed. He made it concile with it. Or the belief, for example, that when you do ziyarah and you whisper in the zari of the Imam, he answers you. We believe this, yeah, because it's true. Sheikh Mufid proved this. But he had to prove it in a way which he preserved both Tawheed and Imamat together. Empower the moderates, empower the majority. Okay. Sheikh Saduq did this too. Sheikh Saduq. He lived in Qum with the Muqassir. In fact, someone called him Muqassir and he said, don't call me that, I don't like this word. Yeah? Sheikh Saduq lived there. He established Imamat in such a way that he wrote his book Kitab al-Tawheed, in which you could understand Allah and the Imam without confusing the two. People kept confusing. He did this. Sheikh Kulaini. Have you heard Kitab al-Kafi, one of our most famous books? This book was compiled in that time. And this book contained narrations from both groups, Mufawwida and Muqassir. Because for Sheikh Kulaini, Thiqatul Islam, our great alim, the truthful one, he just looked at the authentic sources, not the politics, and he put them together. Now from this time, many of the things we believe now came from the hard work of these ulama, empowering the majority, silencing the extremists. For example, you know, when we do namaz, we say Ashhadu anna Aliyyun waliyullah in our adhan, yeah? That wasn't always wajib. Not always. In fact, there are times when, you know, that wasn't even practiced. But because of the hard work of these ulama, and the hard work that they, you know, took the narration from the Mufawwida, they established this as one of our principles of our salah, and it became wajib. Or for example, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, some people believed Abu Abdullah had no knowledge of his movements. Others believed Abu Abdullah didn't even die, he just did nuzul, he didn't die at all, he just ascended to heaven and he's going to return one day as if he's alive. The ulama of this time made the middle path firm. Yeah, they preserved the teachings of Abu Abdullah. So in this time, of the end of the death of the 11th Imam, until the beginning of Ghaybat Kubra, the ulama worked hard to take the extreme elements and bring them together. And inshallah we can replicate their model for our current problem. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. A question you may ask, which is obviously an important question, is like, that's historical, that's theoretical, that's the ulama, how can we do this today? Our problems, our disagreements. One of the principles which those ulama worked hard for, which Hussain Madarisi speaks about, of Princeton University, he says that you had these two groups, crazy differences. One group, you know, they forgot what it means to be an imam. The other group forgot what it means to have an Allah. Okay. The only thing which brought these two groups together, even though they still dispute today, but the only thing which brought unity was that they both had one common goal, which was the authority of the imam. They weren't sure how much authority the imam had. Was it all of that or just this? But they believed in that central. And that is the template for solving your disagreements. Find out what mutual goal there is, and then evaluate disagreements based on the value of that mutual goal. For example, Abu Dhar and Salman. Abu Dhar, companion of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, was very vocal in his bara'a, yeah? Very vocal in the way that he would, you know, expose the enemies. Salman and others, Ammar for example later, not so much. Two different methodologies, one imam, which means that the difference between the two is not different aqidah or different level, you know, one is sinner, one is haram, one is kafir, no. Two different methodologies, one aim, pleasure of the imam. For example, this is why we have a narration. Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam says this, that if Abu Dhar knew what Salman believed about Ali ibn Abi Talib, he would have killed him. So that's how much they disagreed internally. But publicly, they're together carrying the mayyat of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Yeah, unity. Why is there unity? Common goal. In fact, Imam Ali actually said to Abu Dhar that, you know, if I told you what Salman actually believed, Salman had passed away. If I told you what he believed, you would praise his killers. Do we have any disagreement with anyone today to the extent where I would kill them? Well, we shouldn't. There was that disagreement amongst the ashab of Amir al-Mu'mineen, but they had a common goal. For example, Imam al-Hasan, Imam al-Hussain, one does sulh, one does battle. But our Holy Prophet says the two, Hassan and Hussain, they are imams, whether they rise or not, they are both imams. Doesn't matter if there's peace treaty, doesn't matter if there's war, both are haqq. Why? Different methodology, same goal. That's the point I'm getting to, inshallah, yeah? That's the same problem we face today. Same problem. Many of our disagreements are just questions of methodology, different style. The end goal is the same. The basis is the same, but our way of getting there is different. For example, you know when Imam Khomeini said that we are fighting over whether or not to pray with our hands behind our sides or folded, and the enemy is planning to cut off the hands. In the same way, I add that we are fighting over whether or not to mention Imam Ali's name in our namaz, and the enemy is wanting us to stop even saying Imam Ali's name. We are here spending all our energy. Say Shahada Salisa, don't say Shahada Salisa. Campaigns, your namaz doesn't count, I'm not going to pray with you. Same namaz, same Allah, same Ali, just different methodology. And of course we go to fuqaha to mention which one is true, yeah? Put that into context. The person who's praying with Imam Ali's name in their namaz, yeah? They're praying with Imam Ali's name in their namaz. At least they're praying. Imagine if I say something to the extent they stop their salah altogether. Different methodology, same goal. For example, easy example, Hazrat Qasim. Was he married, was he not married? Big discussion which happens. People are always talking about this. Let me ask you a question. Whether or not he's married or not, is he any more or less great? No. Is his shahadat any more or less painful for you? No. When he says death is sweeter than honey, is that statement any more or less beautiful? No. This historical debate which we have, and leave it to the historians, let them decide, why should I use this debate to have animosity with another Azadar of Hussain? Why? Campaigns against each other. Imagine, so many of us have wept, yeah, because of this narration that Qasim was married. Imagine you insult someone that they feel bad that I cried tears for Qasim and I shouldn't have. Like, how bad an outcome is that? Just because we want to be right to each other. Different methodology, same outcome, same Abu Abdullah, same Qasim, same Azadari, just different narration. We can work with this. Another example, the rituals of mourning. How much disagreement do we have? I want to mourn for Hussain like this. You mourn for Hussain like that. Same Hussain, same tears, same masaib, same suffering, same pusa to Sayyidah Fatima. So why should I develop hatred for someone because they mourn differently? Like, where does that come from? We go to fuqaha. The ulama tell us that, I'm not saying both are right. Ulama know the answer. We go to the scholars. But as long as me and a different believer have a different perspective, at what point is the imam happy that my heart has turned against them? When? Is it before they do the ritual, or while they're doing it, or after they do it? Have we anywhere in our history that if you differ on methodology, you should develop hatred for them? No. Nowhere. So in your life, when you look at the disagreements we have, the disunity we have, ask yourself, what is greater? That which unites us, or that which disunites us? And for some reason, unfortunately, in the days of Muharram, people bring up these disagreements. So inshallah, our topic is unity. We'll be discussing every day. Whenever a person comes to you with some disagreement, always appeal to what you share and not what you differ with. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay. The final point I want to mention, which relates to Ziyarat Ashura, for those who are new, every night we go to Ziyarat Ashura and we try and establish our discussion from that ziyarah. Take some gems from that ziyarah. And it seems unity, despite your disagreements, is a theme of Ziyarat Ashura. Which Ziyarat Ashura? That ziyarah which is word of Allah, by the way, yeah? Hadith Qudsi Ziyarat Ashura, okay. In the beginning of Ziyarat Ashura, we start with the theme of unity. Assalamu alayka, ya Abu Abdullah. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Rasulullah. Assalamu alayka ya khayrata wa ibn khayra. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Amir al-Mu'mineen wa ibn Sayyid al-Wasiyyin. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Fatima Sayyidina al-Alameen, yeah? We begin with unity. All people, in some ways Ziyarat Ashura begins as broad as you can. Islam upon Hussain, the grandfather of Hussain, the father of Hussain, Hussein's lineage, Hussein's mother. Yet we're starting extremely broad to bring us all together. In fact, this is no ordinary salam, yeah? As-salam al-mutlaqa is the name of Allah Azza wa Jal. The salam, the peace. And when we say Assalamu alaykum to Abu Abdullah, we are saying that the peace of Allah to you, ya Abu Abdullah. And when we say Assalamu alayka, in that ka, I'm saying, Hussein, there is no gap between me and you. Like, this salam is a great salam. So we begin with this idea of all-encompassing unity, the salam of Allah upon you. Then we get to the idea that no matter what disagreements I have, we unite to mourn for Abu Abdullah. We read later, Allahumma ja'alni indaka wajihan bil Hussain alayhi salam yawm al-wurud fi dunya wal akhirah. Ya Allah, make me illustrious in your eyes for the sake of the mourning for Hussain in this dunya and akhirah. Wajihan, we say in Dua Tawassul, Ya wajihan indallah, yeah? O ones who are special in the eyes of Allah. Ya Allah, make me special in your eyes. But how? Bil Hussain. Fi dunya wal akhirah. Now here we see our argument. How? Ya Allah, this is the dua. Allah, make me close to you for the sake of Hussain in this dunya and in this akhirah. In akhirah, what's our title going to be? Ashabul Jannah or Ashabul Nar? If depends on where we go, yeah? The people of Jannah, the people of Nar, all one together. So if in akhirah I am Ashabul Jannah, then in dunya I should be Ashabul Hussain. And if in dunya I'm an ashab al-Hussein, it doesn't matter what the other person believes. As long as they share this dua with me, I am their companion as well. And that's why the final point we mentioned on Ziyad Ashura, we say, Allahumma ja'alni fi maqami hadha mimman tanalahu mink salawatun wa rahmatun wa maghfirah. Ya Allah, please make me on this maqam I have reached. I've mourned for you. I've done ziyarah to Hussein. I've done all of these things. For the sake of this level I'm at, give me salawat wa rahma wa maghfirah. Give me blessing, give me mercy and forgiveness. These are the very du'as which we share with one another. Don't we say to each other, please remember me in your du'as? Remember, when you pray, please remember me. Or we say, when we do salawat in our gathering, the narrations say, that when you say salawat, all those around you who respond are also blessed with your salawat. Pray for each other. If this is true, and I'm saying, Ya Allah, for the sake of Hussein, give me salawat, give me rahmah, give me maghfirah. And Imam as-Sadiq also says that the true believer is the one who wishes for others what he desires in himself. This dua is not just about us, it's about everyone. Yeah, no matter what your belief is, if you come to Hussein, I give you my salawat, my rahmah, and my maghfirah. Doesn't matter how you mourn for Hussein, doesn't matter how you pray for Hussein, or pray for Allah's order, doesn't matter what your beliefs are, your aqidah is, if you come to the door of Hussein, I give you and I expect from you salawat, rahmah and maghfirah, inshallah. And that ends our discussion for today. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Okay, so in summary, today we have discussed that the second obstacle to taking Hussein outside of our masjid was that we have disagreements. So who are we to take Abu Abdullah for humanity when we have disagreements? But we have seen that we also have the tool to end all disagreements in the form of Hussein. And if we can take this tool, this mechanism, this function of Abu Abdullah to reduce our disagreements and unify us in the sake of Abu Abdullah, then inshallah all of humanity can share in this unity, inshallah. Tomorrow's lecture, which is our final in this series, inshallah, we will take everything, all the discussions we've had about unity, and place it at the door of Imam Sahib al-Zamana wal-Asr, inshallah. That we want global unity. What is the unity of Imam al-Qaim? And how does everything we've discussed, unity in society, unity for the individual, unity of Allah, unity for Hussein, all of these things are all pointing in one direction, one inevitable direction, which is global unity under the banner of Imam al-Hujjah. So that's tomorrow's discussion, our last discussion. We tie all the loose ends in tomorrow's discussion, inshallah. Inshallah you are there, we can benefit. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Let us now inshallah turn to the Masib of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Ya Azadari Hussein, this is the 8th of Muharram. Yeah? This is that 8th of Muharram in which we remember Abu Abdullah, but also Abu Fadl Abbas, Saqai Saqina Abbas, Babul Hawaij Abbas, Qamar Bani Hashim Abbas. Look for the greatness of Abbas, you will never find the extent of his greatness, Ya Abbas. But this Abbas, who only has love for Hussein. Yeah, no one has the loyalty of Abbas like Abbas. That he goes on the way to Karbala, on the roof of the Kaaba, and he says for everyone that this Kaaba attained Izzah because of my father Ali's birth in it. And if it was the will of Allah, this Kaaba would uproot itself and follow my master Hussein. This Abbas. And he says, if it was not for the will of Allah, Hajr Aswad would rise and fly to kiss the hand of my master Hussein. This Abbas. Fadl Abbas, as you know, has much love for Hussein, loyalty for Hussein, and also love for Zainab and Kulthum. Yeah, Fadl Abbas is the kafil, the one who takes care of all of them. There was one narration on the 9th of Muharram which I think about. They say that during the day of the 9th of Muharram, the enemy are approaching the camp, 9th of Muharram. And as they're approaching, Abu Abdullah he seems like he's sleeping. But Zainab sees them approaching. So she cries, Wa wayla, have they come now to take our hijab? 9th of Muharram. As she says this, she wakes up Abu Abdullah and says, Abu Abdullah, wake up quickly. Abu Abdullah says, just now I was dreaming. I saw Rasulullah saying, Hussein, you are marching towards me. You are marching towards me. As he says, Abbas says, "Oh my master Hussein, the enemy are coming." Hussein looks at him and says, "Abbas, ruhi fida. May I be sacrificed for you, Abbas." Abbas, go to them, see what they want. What are they asking? Abu Fadl Abbas rides out and he asks them, "Why are you disturbing our Imam today?" The enemy said, "We wish to fight on this day." So Abu Abdullah says to Abbas, "Tell them, give us at least one night for ibadah. Just one more night, come tomorrow." And in that night, the narrations say the camp of Hussein is buzzing with ibadah. Hazrat Imam al-Hussein calls everyone together in one tent and he says to them, "Turn off the lights, I wish to tell you something." They are all there. He says to them that no one has companions like I have companions. And no one has family like I have you. But he says to them, tomorrow the enemy are seeking me. So I lift my bay'ah on all of you. If you wish to leave, leave. The lights are off. You can go in the night. Go to different towns. Leave me. As he says this, Abbas stands up and says, "Abu Abdullah, my heart pains when you say things like this." Ya Abu Abdullah, he says, "Why?" He says, "Oh my master Hussein, after your death there is no life for this Abbas." This is Abu Fadl Abbas. And as he rises, everyone rises. And they say, "Ya Abu Abdullah, we give you our bay'ah, we give you our allegiance. We will never leave you." All following Abbas. Then the day of Ashura comes. And Abbas is seeing every companion go, but he is not allowed to go. It's very difficult for him. In fact, one narration says that when Imam al-Hussein stands up and gives his khutbah, as he's speaking, he says, "If you don't know who I am Hussein, the son of Ali. I am Hussein, the son of Muhammad. I am Hussein, the son of Fatima. If you don't know, let me tell you who I am." As he's saying this, he says one line which makes Zainab cry loudly. He says, "I am the one who has come for haqq. And if you don't want haqq and you want to fight me, then swords come and strike me." As he says this, Zainab starts weeping loudly and Kulthum starts weeping loudly. But Hussein is still speaking. Then Sakina starts crying loudly. When Hussein hears the voice of Sakina, he says, "Abbas, go and stop them crying, for only you can stop them crying. Abbas, go and make them stop weeping, for I cannot speak while Sakina is crying. Abbas, go." The narration says Abbas goes. Abbas makes them stop crying, because no one can make the ladies stop crying like Abbas can make them stop crying. Ya Abu Fadl Abbas. And then he says, "Abbas, make them stop, for there will come many days where they have much more to cry about. Let them not cry whilst I am alive. They have Kufa, they have Sham. While Hussein is alive, no lady should cry loudly. Abbas, make them stop." Abu Fadl Abbas goes. As they keep dying, the narration says, now listen, Abu Fadl Abbas, he only asks for permission to fight twice. Only twice. The first time, the ulama are not sure. Either the beginning of the battle, when he asks, and Imam al-Hussein says, "Abbas, I cannot let you go. You are the commander of my army." Or they say the first time Abbas asks is when Hussein has returned with the body of Ali al-Akbar. The narration says Abu Fadl Abbas looks as Hussein lays the body of Ali Akbar down, and Abbas sees the wound on the chest of Ali Akbar. And then he says, "Oh my master Hussein, woe be to me that your son was martyred before your slave was martyred. So please give me permission to fight." Hussein says, "No Abbas, I cannot let you go. You are the strength of my spine, Ya Abbas. I can't let you fight." This is the first time. Now after this, Abbas does not ask again. He doesn't ask, for he is loyal. He weeps to Zainab saying, "Hussein won't let me fight." And he sees Sakina crying and he hits himself on the ground and says, "I wish I could get water." But he doesn't go to Abu Abdullah. He is silent. Even when Hussein brings Qasim's body, he sees the body of his nephew broken. Bones have been snapped, ribs have been raised, skin has been torn on Qasim. And as he sees, he says, "Abdullah my brother, Ja'far my brother, Uthman my brother, I am not allowed to go, but you go and fight, for Qasim has been killed before us. So go and die." But Abbas is still patient until the time comes when everyone has been martyred. All of them. Abu Fadl Abbas goes to Imam Hussein and he says to him, "Abu Abdullah, please, my heart has grown tired of this dunya. Ya Abu Fadl Abbas. He says, I have seen many of my friends, my nephews, my cousins, my brothers, my companions. I have seen many, yet I am still alive. Let me go. Hussain says, Abbas, you are the commander of my army. How can I let you go? Abu Fadl Abbas says, which army do you speak of? Do you speak of Ali Akbar who lies in front of you, or the remains of Qasim which lie beside him? Which army? Do you speak of On and Muhammad who were killed together? Or do you speak of Hur and Muslim? Who do you speak of? Do you speak of Burair and Nafi? Or do you speak of Abu Sha'tha? Which army? How is it that I am alive when they are gone? Hussain says, no, I can't let you go. They said, Abbas walks. He comes across Sakina. Ya Sakina. This 4-year-old girl, Ruqayya. As he sees her, he says, how are you? She says, oh my uncle, I am thirsty. I am so thirsty that we are digging the ground and putting the cold sand on our stomachs. She says, not just me. Ali Asghar is so thirsty, his tongue is flopping outside of his mouth. And he keeps turning to gain some happiness. We are thirsty. Abbas says, fine. He holds Sakina. He walks to Imam Hussain and says, you will not give me permission to fight, but for the sake of the thirst of Sakina, let me fight for her. Hussain says, fine, Abbas. How can I say no to you now? The narrations say Hussain takes Ruqayya, he puts her down. Abu Fadl Abbas gets on his horse and he rides out. Ya Abbas. As he rides out, the enemy says to him, stop. You are our cousin, Shimr says, and for the sake of your patronage to us, we will allow you to live. Abbas says, how dare you say I am anything except a slave of Hussain? I am Banu Hashim. I am Qarashi. I am the son of Abu Turab. Never call me related to you. And he keeps riding. The narrations say, as he's riding, the enemy keep coming, but Abbas keeps going. He sees none of them. He keeps riding and riding until he gets to Furat. As he gets there, the guards say, who are you? He says, I am the son of Abu Turab. They said, what do you want? He says, I want water. Shimr says, even if the earth was covered in water, and my hands had this, I would never give it to you. But Abbas keeps going. And he reaches Furat, he gets off his horse and he kneels to the ground. How? Well, like when someone kneels for Salah, Abbas kneels in front of this water. Ya Abu Fadl Abbas. The narration said Abbas is so thirsty at this point. He has not had water. But he takes his hand and lifts the water of Furat. Ya Abbas. And he looks at the water and he says, Ya Nafs, O self, I know you are thirsty, but how can you drink water whilst your master Hussain is thirsty? And how can you drink water whilst Sakina is lying on the ground without the energy to stand? And how can you drink water while Sajjad can't rise from his bed? Ya Abbas. So he throws the water and he takes his mashq, Ya Saqai Saqina, and he gathers the mashq and he rides out. Ya Abbas. The narration says, as he rides out, the enemy keep coming, but Abbas only sees the camp of Hussain. Indeed, even Abbas, maybe he's only thinking of Sakina. Who knows what Abbas is thinking? But he rides alone. As he rides, they keep firing arrows at him, but he keeps going. The narration says they fired a sea of arrows on Abbas, but still he kept going until one of the enemy came from behind a tree and cut the right arm of Abbas. Ya Abu Fadl Abbas. The narration says Abbas says to himself, by Allah, even if my right arm is cut, I will never leave you, Hussain. So from his left hand he takes the alam and the mashq. He keeps riding. As he's riding, one of them cuts the left arm of Abbas. Abbas doesn't feel pain. What does he say? He says, by Allah, if they cut both my hands, I will never leave you, Abu Abdullah. He takes the mashq and he puts it in his teeth. Ya Abbas. While he's riding, they keep striking him. Abbas keeps going. No arms. Oh, no reins. Just the mashq in his teeth. Ya Abbas. As he keeps riding, arrows keep coming on his body. One arrow comes in the eye of Abbas. Still he rides until one arrow goes in the mashq of Sakina. And as the arrow goes in, the mushk explodes and water falls on the body of Abbas. He becomes drenched with blood and water. As he sees this, the spirit of Abbas fails and he falls to the ground from his horse. But how does he fall? The narration Abbas falls because one of the enemy takes a large iron pole and from behind he strikes the head of Abbas. How hard? The narration says as he strikes his head, the pole explodes from the impact on Abbas's head. Abbas falls to the ground. Ask yourself, when a person falls to the ground, they have arms to protect themselves. Ya Abu Fadl Abbas. When a person falls to the ground, they don't have arrows in their body. When a person falls to the ground, they don't have an arrow in their eye and the other eye covered with blood. Ya Abu Fadl Abbas. So when Abbas falls to the ground, they say he wriggles on the ground so that he doesn't fall on his face or fall on the arrows. Abbas is wriggling on the ground. No arms he has to protect him and no sword or shield to defend him. As he falls, he says, Salamu alayka ya Abu Abdullah. Take my salam, ya Abu Abdullah. Abbas falls. Now as he falls, Hussein runs to him. He runs to him. And Raisha said, like an eagle flies, Hussein runs until he comes to Abbas. While he's coming, as he's walking, he sees on the ground the right arm of Abbas. Ya Abu Abdullah. Maybe his heart breaks. He says, Wa wayla Abbas, wa wayla. He keeps going. As he goes, he sees the left arm of Abbas. Again he says, Wa wayla Abbas, wa wayla Abbas. But nothing prepares him for the sight he sees. He walks forward. He sees Abbas is lying on the ground. His skin is covered in blood and soil. And as it's covered, there are no arms. Abbas is bleeding. One eye is covered, one eye has an arrow. He walks to him and says, Ya Abbas, it is sad for me to see you in this state, oh my brother Abbas. Abbas says, my master, I cannot see you. For when I was born, the first face I saw was your face, Hussein, Master Hussein. And this is the last moment I will see you. Wipe the blood from my eye. Let me see your shining face one more time. As he says this, Abu Abdullah moves the blood. He looks at him and says, Abbas, there is no happiness for me now, Abu Fadl Abbas. Abbas, he says, I have one request from you, my brother. One request, what? He says, all your life you call me master, or Abu Abdullah, or you are the slave of Hussein. Today, call me for one time brother Hussein. They say, as he says this, Abu Abdullah said, Assalamu alayka ya akhi Hussein. Salam upon you, oh brother Hussein. Abbas is shaheed. Ya Allah. As Abu Abdullah's eyes are closed, Hussein can't lift this body. Hussein, who lifted Ali Akbar, can't lift Abbas. Hussein, who picked up the pieces of Qasim, can't pick up Abbas. So he leaves him there. The narration says as he leaves him there, he tries to walk away, but his heart starts weeping and his back starts bending out of grief for his brother. As he walks, he says to himself, Wa wayla Abbas, wa wayla Abbas. Just repeatedly, Wa wayla Abbas, wa wayla Abbas. As he walks to the camp, he shouts loudly, is there anyone to help me? For the last person who I counted on has now left me, and now my back has been broken out of grief for Abbas. As he says this, Zainab runs out and says, Hussein, I give you condolences for Abbas. Hussein replies, Zainab, I give you condolences for Abbas. And together, brother and sister start mourning together, giving each other pursa for Abu Fadl Abbas. But then Sakina runs and says, where is my uncle? Ya Allah. As she says this, Hussein kneels down to the ground. He puts one hand on her head and says, your uncle has not returned, and neither have I brought you any water. I am ashamed. As she says this, Sakina says, my father, I will never ask for water in my life again, and I will never make a request for anything. Just bring me back my uncle Abbas. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Ridhan wa qadahi wa tasliman bi amrih. Ya Allah, for the sake of Abu Fadl Abbas, help all youth, men and women in this world, inshallah. For the sake of Abbas, protect all those who are defending the Haram of Zainab, inshallah. And for the sake of Abbas, make us loyal to our Imam like he was loyal to his Imam, inshallah. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah, matam ya Hussain.
ہر کا دکھا دیجئے مشتاق زیارت کا آنکھوں میں دم مولا لے جائیے خیمے میں یہ مشق و علم مولا دریا پہ ہوئے میرے شان بھی کلام مولا ایک لائی نہیں دیتا اب آنکھ سے خادم کو ہے آنکھ میں پیوستہ ایک تیر ستم مولا لے جائیے خیمے میں یہ مشق و علم مولا دریا پہ ہوئے میرے شان بھی خلم مولا لے جائیے خیمے میں یہ مشق و علم مولا دریا پہ ہوئے میرے شان بھی قلم مولا لے جائیے خیمے میں
عباس تیرا حق ہے زمانہ تجھے روئے عباس تیرا حق ہے زمانہ تجھے روئے جب شام و سحر فاطمہ زہرا تجھے روئے عباس تیرا حق ہے زمانہ تجھے روئے عباس
تیرا حق ہے
زمانہ تجھے روئے جب شام و سحر فاطمہ زہرا تجھے روئے عباس تیرا حق ہے
زمانہ تجھے روئے
عباس تیرا حق ہے
زمانہ تجھے روئے
درالی پہرے پہ ستمگار کھڑا ہے درالی پہرے پہ ستمگار کھڑا ہے کیسے تیرے لاشے پہ سکینہ تجھے روئے کیسے تیرے لاشے پہ سکینہ تجھے روئے عباس تیرا حق ہے زمانہ
تجھے روئے عباس تیرا حق ہے زمانہ تجھے روئے
جس وقت اٹھایا نہ گیا لاشا جوا کا جس وقت اٹھایا نہ گیا لاشا جوا کا شے اس گھڑی اکبر سے زیادہ تجھے روئے شے اس گھڑی اکبر سے زیادہ تجھے روئے عباس تیرا حق ہے زمانہ تجھے روئے عباس
تیرا حق ہے زمانہ تجھے روئے
زینب نے کہا شام غریبا میں ہے غازی، زینب نے کہا شام غریبا میں ہے غازی، بے پردہ مجھے دیکھ کے بابا تجھے روئے، بے پردہ مجھے دیکھ کے بابا تجھے روئے، عباس تیرا حق ہے زمانہ
تجھے روئے،
عباس تیرا حق ہے زمانہ
تجھے روئے،
بن ہاتھوں کی کس طرح تو گھوڑے سے گرا تھا، بن ہاتھوں کی کس طرح تو گھوڑے سے گرا تھا، یہ سن کے بہت اہل مدینہ تجھے روئے، یہ سن کے بہت اہل مدینہ تجھے روئے، عباس تیرا حق ہے زمانہ تجھے روئے، عباس
تیرا حق ہے زمانہ تجھے روئے،
نو کے سنا کے اوپر کہتا تھا فر کے سرور، گھر لٹ گیا ماں میرا، مارا گیا برادر، غریب ہوں میں، غریب ہوں میں، غریب ہوں میں، غریب ہوں میں، غریب ہوں میں،
غریب ہوں میں،
اصغر کے خون سے میں نے دیکھو وضو کیا ہے، اس امتحان میں اس نے یہ سرخرو کیا ہے، اس کی لحد بنا کر اماں غریب ہوں میں، اماں غریب ہوں میں، اماں
غریب ہوں
میں کس قدر ہوں پیاسا، اماں بتاؤ کیوں کر سوکھا گلا تھا اتنا، چلتا نہیں تھا خنجر قبضے میں رکھ کے کوثر، اماں غریب ہوں میں، اماں غریب ہوں میں، اماں میں کیسا باپ تھا جو دور امتحانی روتی رہی سکینہ، میں دے سکا نہ پانی، آئے یقین کیوں کر اماں غریب ہوں میں، اماں غریب ہوں میں، اماں برچی جا واپس کے سینے سے میں نے کھینچی، انصار و اقربا کی قاسم کی لاش دیکھی، ابن امیر ہو کر اماں غریب ہوں میں، اماں غریب ہوں میں، اماں گھوڑوں کے دوڑنے سے پامال ہو چکا ہوں، کیا اب بھی میں وہی ہوں حیران ہوں سوچتا ہوں ناکا بنے پیمبر اماں غریب ہوں میں اماں
غریب ہوں میں اماں غریب ہوں میں
دل غم سے چاک بھی ہے زخموں میں خاک بھی ہے اڑتی ہوئی نظر میں خیموں کی راکھ بھی ہے زینب کا ہے کھلا سر اماں غریب ہوں میں اماں غریب ہوں میں اماں
غریب ہوں میں
آپ آ گئی ہے اماں یاد آ رہا ہے بچپن وہ ساتھ ساتھ چلنا اور اپنے گھر کا آنگن اب خاک کا ہے بستر اماں غریب ہوں میں اماں غریب ہوں میں اماں غریب ہوں میں اماں غریب ہوں میں
ای دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی ای دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی ای دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
اے دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
ای دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
اے دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
ای دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
اے دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
ای شیر یزدانی
شیر یزدانی
ای شیر یزدانی
شیر یزدانی
ای شیر یزدانی یالی
یزدانی
شمع شبستانی
شیر یزدانی
شمع شبستانی
شیر یزدانی
ماہ درخشانی
شیر یزدانی
یوسف کانانی
شیر یزدانی
ای شیر یزدانی
شیر یزدانی
ای دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
اے دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
ای دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
اے دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
عباس علمدارم چه شد میدانی ای دور دریائے
نجف شیر یزدانی
اکبر دلدارم چه شد قربانی
اے دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
اصغر شیرخوارم چه شد خلد پیکانی
اے دور دریائے نجف شیر یزدانی
ای شیر یزدانی
شیر یزدانی
ای شیر یزدانی
شیر یزدانی
شمع شبستانی
شیر یزدانی
یوسف کانانی
شیر یزدانی
ای شیر یزدانی
شیر یزدانی
ای شیر یزدانی
شیر یزدانی
یالی وویلا حسینا وویلا حسین وویلا
حسینم واویلا حسین
وویلا حسینا وویلا حسین
واویلا 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 حسینم واویلا
یا امام
صلی اللہ علیہ یا ابا عبداللہ السلام علیکم یا ابن رسول اللہ السلام علیکم یا ابن امیر المومنین و ابن سید الوسین السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علی الحسین وعلی علی ابن الحسین وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين، خصوصا سيدي ومولاي أبو الفضل العباس ابن أمير المؤمنين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء، السلام عليك يا معين الضعفاء والفقراء، السلام عليك يا شمس الشموس وعنيس النفوس بأرض توس، سلطان ابو الحسن يا علي ابن موسى رضا، كن شفيعنا وشفيع والد يوم الجزاء. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان، أجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهر الله مخرجك وزهورك. السلام عليك يا ساداتي موالي جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم
كل وليك حجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آله في حسن الساعة وفي كل الساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرزك طوى وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.